a peaceful protest inside the office of interim President Phyllis Wise to express our severe disappointment in her failure to cut the $3.4 million concession contract with known human rights abuser Sodexo by the coalition's May 10th deadline. Students have been voicing their concerns over the UW's relationship with Sodexo for 7 months now, only to be met with acts of bad faith and misdirection on the part of President Wise. As such, we are prepared to stay in the President's office until Wise has agreed to terminate Sodexo's contract with the UW. This sit-in is about changing the business practices of the 21st largest employer in the world and the largest collegiate food services provider in the United States. At the beginning of the school year, students presented Wise with documentation from independent watchdog organizations such as Human Rights Watch and Trans-Africa Forum, revealing Sodexo's consistent lack of respect for basic human rights, as evidenced by payment of poverty wages, disregard for freedom of association, highly unsafe and unhealthy work environments, and other violations in countries like the US, Colombia, Guinea, Morocco, and the Dominican Republic. Since then, we have gathered a coalition of 17 student groups, an ASUW resolution calling on the UW to terminate Sodexo, a letter from faculty detailing their agreement, and the support of the broader UW community. We even brought a former Sodexo worker all the way from the Dominican Republic here to speak out against the injustices she has faced. This was not an action that was chosen, but rather one that was forced upon us. But the failure of the University of Washington to live up to its commitments to human and workers' rights. 7 months after we presented our initial evidence against Sodexo, Wise's primary independent research into the issue has been a Wikipedia search. President Wise has continued to stonewall students and act in bad faith through her lack of transparency on issues regarding this contract. It was brought to our attention through a public records request that Wise intentionally misled students regarding the timeline of the request for proposals, RFP, process in an attempt to secretly hand over a new 5-year contract to Sodexo. This act represents a blatant disrespect for the voices of the UW campus community in their efforts to make the university an ethical institution. Also, despite students demanding a meeting with both Sodexo and Wise for almost a month, Wise has taken no concrete action to arrange such a meeting. The time for dialogue is over. It is now up to President Wise to do what her students, faculty, and community leaders have asked of her for over 7 months: termination of the Sodexo contract. As we have emphasized all year, contract cuts are the only proven and effective means of sending corporations a strong message that their human rights violations are not acceptable. This success is illustrated in past campaigns such as those against Nike and Russell Athletic, where a series of contract cuts led to the reopening of factories and severance pay. By refusing to do business with Sodexo, we are also sending a clear message to both Sodexo and other corporations around the world that their unjust labor practices will never go unnoticed. We are here today to both improve working conditions and to improve the university we are all proud to be a part of. According to the university's vision statement, we are compassionate and committed to the active pursuit of global engagement and connectedness, and seek to educate ourselves as leaders of integrity and responsible citizens. As students of the University of Washington, an institution characterized by leadership and social responsibility, we are asking that President Wise, once and for all, acknowledge that business relations with Sodexo are contrary to both the university's standards and our values. Therefore, as students at the UW, we will stop at nothing less than full termination of Sodexo's business with the UW.
Yeah!
The UW Kick Out Sodexo Coalition.
Awesome. That was our statement we read yesterday in President Wise's office. Didn't hear a single word from her about it. Remy's going to tell us a little bit about what actually happened yesterday.